Today we're going to talk about the single point of contact advantage and why most U.S. plans fail and how to avoid it. The fact is that so many U.S. business and relocation plans fail, even when the ideas themselves are super solid. Why? Because they don't have a strategic plan. It's rarely because the business was bad. It's because the strategy was fragmented. That's the most common problem. One advisor is giving immigration advice. Another is focused on taxes. A third is selling real estate. Maybe another one is selling a business. None of them are in the wrong, but in isolation, they don't work. No one is responsible for the whole picture in those scenarios. You end up in the middle, relaying messages, translating, serving as the accountability partner, and hoping that nothing critical gets lost in the process of piecemealing along the way. That's not a strategy. That's chaos with invoices attached, sometimes very high ones. If you're already in the U.S. process or involved in some way, or seriously considering it, don't wait until you're fixing expensive mistakes. Here's what this looks like in practice. On Monday, your immigration attorney tells you that you need to invest X, at least whatever amount, $200,000, $100,000, to support the visa. They don't tell you how to invest it, where to invest it. They don't really give you a lot of guidance. On Wednesday, your tax advisor warns you to keep your U.S. footprint as small as possible to avoid double taxation or unnecessary exposure. Those two guidelines seem to counteract each other. On Friday, your realtor closes on a property that doesn't support your visa category at all. Each professional did their job in a silo. Together, the advice is pulling you in a bunch of different directions. In 3 different directions, for example. Now, you're wearing the translator hat, trying to turn conflicting guidance into a coherent step-by-step plan for yourself, for your family, for your business, for your future. But you're not the expert, are you? This is where most people get stuck. I'm Cohen. I'm an international lawyer, realtor, and cross-border strategist. I'm the founder of Investing Across Borders. We help clients invest, live, work, and build futures and businesses across borders using one integrated plan from a single source, one accountability partner. This is where your single point of contact model changes everything. The real problem is the silo effect. Most people try to relocate to the U.S. inside a siloed system. Your immigration lawyer is focused on what is needed for immigration, what the officer will ask for. Your tax professional is focused on minimizing exposure and avoiding double taxation. Your realtor or business broker are focused on finding properties and potentially businesses. All of these roles matter. The problem is that when they don't speak to each other, you become the project manager of a 6 or 7 figure life decision. That's when we see problems. Business structures that are tax efficient but weak for immigration purposes. Properties that perform well financially but do not support your immigration plan or the visa narrative. Visas that are technically approvable but leave you trapped in a temporary status with no long-term plan for yourself or your family. You lose time. You spend more money correcting avoidable errors. Trust erodes, and eventually you conclude that immigration to the U.S. is a nightmare, which it is not, as long as you work with the right team. Very often the issue isn't the law, it's the absence of integrated decision-making, of a strategy. The solution is one harmonized strategy, one accountability partner, a single point of contact. A harmonized strategy means that your visa plan, your investment, your tax structure, and your decisions are all not separate conversations. They're all integrated. They are one coordinated plan built around long-term life and business goals in the U.S. At Investing Across Borders, you are not left juggling multiple advisors and hoping their advice aligns. You have one lead advisor who oversees the strategy and ensures that legal, tax, real estate, and business investment decisions support each other, not independent of each other. That's what a true single point of contact model looks like. Your immigration strategy determines the type of visa and business that you might be pursuing. Your business and real estate are vetted for both visa and investment purposes and financial logic. Your tax position is considered before anything is purchased or structured. And that's really important because we operate at the intersection of law, real estate, business investment, and cross-border strategy. We are not looking at one corner of the puzzle. We are looking at the entire map holistically. If you're thinking, I don't want to be the middleman, then book a single point of contact strategy call using the link in the description. We will assess where you are now, where you are trying to go, and which visa and investment pathway makes the most sense and actually fits your plans. That is very, very important. When your team is aligned, the constant back and forth disappears. Just like with any team, you have to have a holistic approach. Instead of, I need to ask my accountant, let me forward this to my lawyer, I'll check with my realtor, let me check with the business broker. I don't know if this makes sense. You get immigration. This is what USCIS or the consulate needs to see. Tax. This is how we structure things to avoid unnecessary exposure and double taxation. Business and real estate. These are the assets that support both. All within one coordinated plan with one point of accountability, a single point of contact. You'll stop translating. You'll start deciding and making your journey happen successfully. That's the difference between generic support and a real plan for entrepreneurs and investors who want to move to the US deliberatively, not reactively, because that's how you build a successful future. The payoff is time, clarity, and fewer regrets. When everything is aligned, timelines compress and risk drops. You're not waiting weeks for professionals to respond to emails and confirm advice with each other. Those conversations happen before capital is committed or invested and before filings are created. That's how we consistently work toward realistically 4 to 12 month timelines without constant course correction in the process. For you, that means a clearer step-by-step roadmap, fewer surprises, far fewer, I wish I had known this earlier moments, and a cohesive approach. You did not build your business or invest in real estate or make this plan to manage professional handoffs. You built it to create freedom, opportunity, and a life that spans borders. And that's what we are here to support at Investing Across Borders. Our role is to design a relocation and investment strategy that supports that future, not one that works against it. You are an entrepreneur or an investor or an aspiring business owner, not a project manager for professional fees. You should not be explaining your case to 3 different people in 3 different ways and 3 different advisors trying to figure out who does what and where to go and hoping nothing breaks in the process. Piecemealing will not work. A single point of contact model exists so you can focus on building your business and your future with your family while we coordinate the moving parts behind the scenes. If you're serious about doing this properly, you'll also find the link to book a strategy session in the description. Stop being the middleman in your US journey. Let us design a plan that's sustainable, strategic, and built to last for the short and long term, because that's where your future is going to be successful. We are here to guide you through the process. We will see you on the next video.